Ask you to please remain standing for the singing of O Canada.
Our home and native land, true patriot love, in arms of sun, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. There we go. Can we all be seated?
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome out on this typical winter night. It's quite nice out there, but we all made it in for a very important evening. I'm Dale Smith from 107.5 Cool FM, Dale and Charlie in the morning. Very happy to be here today. I think next time, after hearing our lovely rendition of O Canada, we'll either get the karaoke version or we're just going to go a cappella. Stay with the beat of the song, everyone. It is just wonderful to be here, and I was just thinking on the drive down here, it's almost like everybody deserves some sort of a medal just for making it through the winter we've been through over the last 72 hours. It's been something else, but as I was saying the other day, somebody said, well, it's good, Dale. We're having a proper winter. And I'm thinking that's an interesting adjective to describe it. I might have used a different word than proper, but let's go with proper. It is quite the winter we've been having. But it's a very important night to be here. And before we get going, I just wanted to make mention of the fact that, you know, these days I spend a lot of time, because of what I do for a living, keeping up with the news and everything that's going on in the world. And I watch and I think there's a number of people, there's a lot of people these days that seem to want to make our world less desirable to be in and be a part of. So it's very nice to be here tonight to take note of some folks who are trying to make our world more desirable to be in. And it's very important, and that's why it's so nice to be here to recognize them. At this time, I would like to introduce MP John Broussard from Barrie Innisfil.
Thank you, Dale, and thank you for taking the time and the drive to be here to host this event this evening. I do also want to pay special recognition to the town of Innisfil for hosting the event this evening and making this available on live stream, which we found out this afternoon. Just because of the weather, the town graciously offered to live stream the event so that so many family members and friends across the country who were not able to make it here this evening were able to watch. And that live stream, in case you still want to text them, is on the YouTube channel for the town of Innisfil. So thank you to the town of Innisfil. And I also want to recognize members of Innisfil Council that are here tonight to help in the celebration. I saw Deputy Mayor Fowler was here, Councillor Drodge, Deputy Mayor Fowler is here, Councillor Drodge is here as well. Am I missing anybody? Councillor Richardson is here as well. There she is in the back. And of course, Mayor Dolan is here tonight as a recipient of the King's Coronation Medal. And to the recipients of the King's Coronation Medal, to your family and friends, I'd like to welcome you to this very special presentation this evening. Across the country, 30,000 of our citizens and 4,000 military members will receive the King's Coronation Medal to commemorate the coronation of King Charles III. This medal is to honor Canadian citizens who have made a significant contribution to a particular province, territory, region, or their community, or have made an outstanding achievement abroad that brings credit and honor to our nation. This evening, 23 community members who are our neighbors, people who we all look up to, both from Barrie and Innisfil, will be receiving this medal in recognition for a wide range of contributions they have made to Canada. All are deserving of the recognition, from serving our country to serving our communities. The recipients of the King's Coronation Medal embody the spirit of what it means to give and what it means to serve. To the recipients, the medal you are receiving is truly a special honor. And so on behalf of a grateful nation and a grateful community, thank you. To the family and friends who are gathered here and are gathered online, I also want to say a special thank you to you, because it would be impossible for the recipients to serve our communities and to serve our nation here at home and afar without your support. And for that, please accept a sincere gratitude from our country. And in conclusion, might I say that may God bless all of you, may God bless Canada, and long live the King. Dale? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. The way this is going to work is we are going to announce the recipient of the medal. They will proceed to the front to meet up with MP Broussard and receive their medal while we are telling you about their story behind them receiving the medal. I'd like to invite Barbara Begley up, please. I'd like to introduce you to the former mayor of Innisfil, Barbara Begley. Barb's dedication to public service began after she became mayor in 2010. It started with serving as Ward 1 councillor, which transitioned to serving as deputy mayor for 12 years, and finally mayor of Innisfil from 2010 to 2014. During her time as mayor, Barb spearheaded initiatives and continued to benefit Innisfil today. She started the process of building a health hub in Innisfil, established the Innisfil Farmers Market, and launched the fundraising drive for Innisfil Christmas Spirit. All of these are a testament to Barb's knack for bringing the community together and supporting those in need. And her proclivity for giving back didn't stop when she left office. As a founding member of the Rotary Club of Innisfil, Barb has been involved in many community projects involving the creation of Rotary Trail, a 5-kilometer path that promotes outdoor activity and exercise in the town of Innisfil. She has even raised money by sleeping in a Rotary shelter box tent to raise funds for emergency disaster relief. We want to thank Barb for building community within the town of Innisfil. Tonight, we recognize her for her leadership and commitment to those who live in Innisfil. Next, we'd like to welcome up Chief Warrant Officer, retired Stephen Bonner. Tonight, we would like to recognize Chief Warrant Officer Stephen Bonner's military career. His career is one of leadership, service, and dedication to both his regiment and his country. Stephen's service began in 1978 with the Toronto Scottish Regiment, where he rose through the ranks to become Chief Warrant Officer, holding almost every position in the regiment that a non-commissioned member can hold. His leadership shaped the regiment from helping to establish the 75th Company in Mississauga to overseeing Toronto's Domestic Response Unit in 2001. His service has also been extended beyond Canada's borders. He stood proudly as colour warrant at the Queen Mother's 100th birthday parade in London. led his regiment in the Lord Mayor's Parade, and worked alongside Allied forces in the U.S. and Europe. In 2009, he played an important role in the presentation of colours presided by His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales. Even after retiring in 2014, Stephen worked as an instructor and examiner, helping to train troops for the Royal Canadian Electrical and Mechanical Engineer Corps future. These are just a few of the many accomplishments of Stephen Bonner. For his service, not only in Canada, but on the global scale, we thank you and are honored to present you this medal tonight. Major retired Murray Lee Conley. Our next recipient has dedicated over 60 years to community service and preserving Canada's aviation history. During his 36 years with the Royal Canadian Air Force, Major Murray Lee Conley was an active volunteer managing a roller skating rink, serving on the Military Credit Union Board, directing sailing regatta events, and supporting other various local organizations. In 1978, he joined the RCAF Association and founded the Ceremonial Color Guard, which plays a key role in parades, veterans tributes, and flag-raising ceremonies. He also helped organize Barrie's Battle of Britain ceremonies and now serves on the board of a non-profit housing corporation. His passion for aviation preservation is one of the most notable contributions to Canadian history. As a volunteer with the ECAF, he championed the project to return the World War II RCAF licensure to flying condition. In 2022, the ECAF appointed Major Murray to Museum Director, where he continues to ensure Canada's aviation legacy is honored and maintained. For his leadership and dedication to Canadian history, Major Lee Conley has made a lasting impact on his community and beyond. We are proud to recognize his extraordinary contributions tonight. Howard Courtney. For over 4 decades, Howard Courtney led the Innisfil community as a pastor, officiating, offering spiritual leadership and hands-on support to those in need. Howard was a longtime pastor at Innisfil Community Church, 43 years to be exact, retiring in September of 2022. Alongside his wife, Beulah, he built programs that directly impacted the lives of people in Innisfil. Together, they built the clothing depot that provided free clothing and essentials to those who needed it most. Howard's volunteering journey began at a very young age. His commitment to helping others began in elementary school when he first volunteered with the Red Cross in Orangeville. Since then, he became a leader in emergency response, playing an important role in organizing relief efforts after the 1985 Barrie tornado and coordinating pandemic planning during the 2001 SARS outbreak. Howard has been recognized for his lifelong journey of helping people, receiving the Order of the Red Cross, a certificate of merit. Tonight, we recognize Howard Courtney for his unwavering faith and compassion, both in his church and the communities around him. First, we would like to thank this recipient for her hard work leading the town of Innisfil. Lynn Dolan was elected as the mayor of Innisfil in 2018 and then re-elected in 2022. As a leader in municipal government, Lynn has worked tirelessly to improve the lives of residents and advocate for her community at every level. Before becoming mayor, Lynn has long been involved working with the town of Innisfil. Since 1994, she has sat on the town council, and in 2014, she completed a 4-year term as deputy mayor. While in office, Lynn has always promoted Innisfil on the larger stage, working to collaborate with elected officials across Ontario and Canada through the Association of Municipalities of Ontario and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. Beyond her work in government, Lynn has advocated for environmental protection. She has served as chair of the South Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe Source Protection Committee since 2007. She remains involved in countless boards and committees, making sure that Innisfil continues to grow and thrive. For her decades of leadership, advocacy, and commitment to her community, we are proud to honor Mayor Lynn Dolan tonight. Sergeant Robert George, retired. Our next recipient is an example of the true meaning of community and public service. Robert George's journey began with 20 years of service in the Canadian Armed Forces, which included peacekeeping missions with the UN. After he left the military, Bob transitioned to a new career as a paramedic. He proceeded to work for another 30 years in a career that requires one to put others before themselves at every turn. His commitment to service continues. Bob remains an active member of the Canadian Association of Veterans in UN peacekeeping. He is also a devoted member of the Royal Canadian Legion, Citizens on Patrol, Victims Assistance, St. John Ambulance, the Barrie Veterans Club, and the Probus Club. Finally, for the past 22 years, Bob has volunteered at the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre, offering his time and support to those in need. For his decades of service to his country, community, and fellow veterans, we are proud to recognize Robert George. Al Gilchrist. Next, we are proud to honor a man whose heart for his community is as large as his commitment to making a difference. Al has lived in Innisfil for almost 50 years with his lovely wife, Sue. Al has a special ability of turning words into actions, and this has earned him a well-deserved place as a pillar of the Innisfil community. Before moving to Innisfil, Al served as a detective and a crisis negotiator in the Toronto Police Force. Now, Al is a member of the Rotary Club of Innisfil and is an active supporter and fundraiser for the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre South Campus. Al is also the chair of the Innisfil Cabinet for the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre's Keep It Wild campaign. But Al's contributions don't stop at the office or boardroom. He also looks to support his community in other ways. He organizes local Remembrance Day ceremonies, participates in pitch-in days, and jumps into the icy waters of Lake Simcoe for charity. And on top of that, we are told Al approaches every task with enthusiasm and a smile on his face. In recognition of his unwavering dedication, Al was named the Ontario Senior of the Year in 2024 by Mayor Lynn Dolan, who described him as a steadfast pillar of the community. Tonight, we honor Al Gilchrist for his lifelong dedication to Innisfil and his ongoing efforts to make his community a better place for everyone. Mera Imtiaz. Mera Imtiaz's service to both his country and the global community has been unwavering and truly selfless. Tonight we honor his work in the social sciences and humanities. Mehdi's 42 years of dedication in the Canadian Armed Forces included a significant peacekeeping tour in Sudan, where he not only served with distinction, but also raised funds back home in Canada to build a well and a school in the town of Awel. His actions have directly impacted the lives of countless individuals, demonstrating a commitment to those in need. Even after retiring, Mehdi continues to give back. As a member of Barrie Legion, or of Legion Branch 547, he assists fellow veterans in applying for their benefits. He continued to show himself to be compassionate and advocate for those who needed it. And when he worked tirelessly to help Afghan translators who had worked with him overseas find refuge here in Canada. For his exceptional service and continued dedication to improving the lives of others, we are proud to recognize Mehdi tonight. Chief Rich Johnson. Now we would like to talk about someone who has spent over 2 decades in the Barrie Police Service. But more than that, we would like to talk about someone who has worked to improve public safety and build trust within his community. Since joining the Barrie Police Service in 1998, Chief Rich Johnson has worked in almost every area of policing. From uniform patrol to tactical support and investigations, he's done it all. In November 2022, Chief Johnson was appointed Chief of the Barrie Police after being deputy to now retired Chief Kimberly Greenwood. In 2022 must have been a busy year for Chief Johnson, as he was also inducted into the Evidence-Based Policing Hall of Fame at George Mason University in Virginia. Chief Johnson's career started with a strong education, earning an honors Bachelor of Arts from Queen's University, a master's in leadership study from the University of Guelph, and he's currently working towards a master's in applied criminology and police management from the University of Cambridge. For his exceptional leadership, commitment to his community, and dedication to advancing policing practices, we are proud to honor Chief Rich Johnson tonight. Question for you. Honorary Colonel Al Jones. Tonight we honor a man who has dedicated his life to community service, philanthropy, and justice. Al Jones has been a driving force in Simcoe Muskoka. While serving as president of the Simcoe Muskoka chapter of Advocacies and volunteering as the president of the Innisfil Chamber of Commerce, he has also given his time to the Rotary Club and Scouts Canada. Through his role as president, Al Jones Wealth and Estate Planning, he has provided invaluable financial guidance, including to members of the Canadian Armed Forces. He has also invested in local arts and businesses, recently sponsoring Theatre by the Bay's Icemen. As honorary colonel of the Grey Simcoe Foresters, Al has strengthened ties between the military and the community. And as a visible minority, he has been a champion of inclusivity, working to build bridges between ethnicities. For his leadership, generosity, and unwavering commitment to his community, we are proud to recognize Al Jones this evening. And I did want to mention, next time we're doing the seating chart, maybe don't put the two biggest guys sitting next to each other. It's like watching two guys squeeze into the last two seats on a Southwest Airlines flight. Dorothy King. Dorothy King is our next honoree. Some traditions unite a community, and for Sandy Cove Acres, a retirement home in Innisfil, Canada Day wouldn't be the same without Dorothy. Every year, Dorothy organizes the grand affairs that come along with the Canada Day celebrations. It takes months of preparation and planning every detail to ensure the event is a success. From organizing the Veterans Breakfast to coordinating the parade and the Cove Cafe barbecue, she makes sure that the entire community can enjoy the celebrations together. Even during the pandemic, when people were fearful and the community felt isolated, Dorothy brought people together. She reimagined the Canada Day celebrations and organized the Decorative and Drive-By event, where residents decorated golf carts, bikes, and other vehicles to safely bring the spirit of Canada Day to Sandy Cove. Sandy Cove's Canada Day festivities wouldn't be what they are today without Dorothy's passion and dedication. Tonight, we recognize her incredible contributions and the joy she brings to her community year after year. Our next recipient, Deborah Christine Lachance, sadly unavailable. What's that? I know. Not available to attend this evening. Retired Sergeant Deborah Lachance served 43 years in the Canadian Armed Forces, excelling in her roles as an administrative clerk, RMS clerk, and HRA. But even outside her military career, she has never stopped giving back. Her commitment to youth has been unwavering, working closely with cadet units, supporting parent committees, and organizing fundraisers. She plays an essential role in the Royal Canadian Legion's Ways and Means Committee, working to support veterans and their families. Even more than this, Deborah devotes 100 hours each year to the Christmas Cheer campaign and volunteers with Gilda's Club, who offer support to individuals and families facing cancer. And for over 20 years, she has been a lifeline for animals in need, rescuing and rehoming cats through Furry Friends Animal Shelter. Deborah's impact is felt across generations, from youth to veterans, from families to animals in need. Tonight, we recognize her and invite you to join us in honoring Deborah Lachance. Lieutenant Dominic Lachance. There are some people who step up when they are needed most, and our next honoree is one of them. When the Grey Simcoe Foresters Officers Mess faced closure, Dominic Lachance stepped up. He took charge as volunteer PMC, taking on responsibilities of making sure Grey and Simcoe Foresters remained open. Dominic stepped up again when the CF recruiting group needed leadership. He ran the recruiter support section single-handedly for 5 months and earned recognition of the quarter in 2021. He also stepped up to support skydiving and aviation industries in Canada by packing over 45,000 parachutes. He ensures the safety of skydivers and aviators in Canada, the U.S., and Panama, all while volunteering his time to teach others. Looking past Dominic's professional achievements, we can also see he has dedicated himself to volunteer work. Through St. John Ambulance, Dominic helps to raise funds for important initiatives and has supported many community organizations. He has been recognized for his contributions by being awarded the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award for students. Let us honor someone who has consistently stepped up and selflessly given his time and energy to make a difference. Please join me in celebrating the remarkable contributions of Dominic Lachance. Major Brian Lescombe. Next, we would like to recognize Major Brian Lescombe and thank him for his dedication to service. For 30 years, Brian has protected communities in Ontario. He began as an officer with the Toronto Police Service and then moved on to working in the OPP. In 2020, Brian retired as a sergeant. During this time, he also served as a citizen soldier in the Canadian Forces Reserves and now holds a leadership role at CFB Borden. Brian has demonstrated extraordinary leadership and bravery in some of Ontario's most difficult crises. He was the on-site commander during the Northern Ontario water crisis and the Ontario-Quebec ice storm. For his bravery, he was awarded the Governor General's Commendation for Bravery, recognizing the risk he undertook in order to help others. And his service doesn't end there. Major Lescombe has always given back, whether it's been as a scout leader, fencing coach, or community volunteer. Please join us in recognizing Major Brian Lescombe for his altruism and outstanding service to Canada and his community. Master Corporal Denis Mainville. Our next recipient has shown that service can continue even when the uniform comes off. Denis Mainville continues to dedicate his time to his fellow veterans and his community even after his time in the Canadian Armed Forces. A Gulf War veteran, Denis is now serving as the president of the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 547 in Innisfil. Branch 547 suffered many difficult times throughout COVID, and while doors were closed, they still had expenses to pay. Under Denis' leadership, the branch has been able to remain a vital support system for veterans, seniors, and youth in the community. During COVID, Denis organized fundraisers such as bottle drives that brought in enough to keep the Legion running. Not only has Denis been working to secure financial security, but he has also been working to update the Legion Hall. He has secured funding for first aid, CPR, and AID devices along with training through Enbridge. He is working hard so that Branch 547 can continue to support those who have served. For his perseverance and unwavering commitment to his fellow veterans, we are proud to honor Denis Mainville tonight. Our next recipient, Lisette Lee McDonald, unable to attend this evening, unfortunately. Innovation, leadership, and a drive to make a difference. These are the qualities that define Lee McDonald's remarkable career. As the founder and CEO of SouthMedic, Lee has spent years changing healthcare, ensuring that medical advancements are improving patient care both locally and globally. Lee positioned SouthMedic to play a vital role during the COVID pandemic, working with frontline workers to keep the people of Simcoe County safe and healthy. Outside of her business, Lee is dedicated to changing the future of healthcare. In 2024, she worked with the Joyce Family Foundation to expand placement opportunities for nursing students at Queen's University, her alma mater. This investment is helping to remove financial barriers for students pursuing practicum placements across Canada, opening doors for our next generations of healthcare professionals. We are not the first to recognize Lee's impact. She was named one of Canada's 100 most powerful women by the Globe and Mail and has been recognized 7 times by Profit Magazine as one of the top 100 entrepreneurs. Tonight, we are thrilled to recognize Lisette McDonald as a strong role model and sharp businesswoman and thank her for advancing healthcare and education. Our next recipient is Justin Morin Carpentier, who is unable to attend this evening. Some people don't just respond to challenges, they take action to change lives. Our next recipient is one of those people. Justin Morin-Carpentier's commitment to service began as an officer in the cadet program and has been part of so many charitable organizations that we would be here all night if I was to list them. Here are just a few things Justin has accomplished during the last few years. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he sourced and donated medical equipment to community organizations. He helped organize relief efforts across Canada for refugees fleeing war and coordinated food and supply deliveries to those displaced in Ukraine. What started as an urgent response to help those in Ukraine grew into something even greater. Justin has now established a mental health and food distribution network and now feeds 60,000 people every month. He has turned short-term aid into lasting support. His ability to act and his compassion for others has really changed countless lives. Tonight we recognize Justin Morin-Carpentier, not for just what he has done, but for the difference he continues to make. Our next recipient, Michael Orr. The Barrie British Club, formed in 1998, has been a place where tradition, history, and community come together in celebration of the monarchy. Tonight, we recognize the club's ongoing dedication to honoring our sovereign with this medal being presented to Vice President Michael Orr. Following the passing of the club's longtime president, Edna Lister, earlier this year, Michael has helped to ensure the club's legacy continues. Under his leadership, the Barrie British Club has remained committed to celebrating and commemorating the milestones of the monarchy, from hosting a Platinum Jubilee event for Queen Elizabeth II to honoring her passing just months later. As King Charles III begins his reign, the Barrie British Club continues its tradition of recognizing and supporting the monarchy. Through its gatherings and events, the club fosters a deep appreciation for history and heritage within the community. Tonight, we honor the Barrie British Club for its dedication to this tradition, and we are pleased to present this medal to Vice President Michael Orr on behalf of its members. Richard Rattay. Richard Rattay is a proud resident of Innisfil and someone who has had an impact on those around him that is impossible to ignore. Richard served his country in the Canadian Navy from 1962 to 1965. Aboard the HMCS La Bonaventure, he was part of the crew that brought Canada's first peacekeepers to Cyprus, while also playing a role in the Cold War surveillance. He often refers to his time in the Navy as the second best education of his life, teaching him values of discipline, teamwork, and quiet perseverance. And it could be said that those qualities are what define his volunteer work today, whether it's helping with the Innisfil Christmas for Kids campaign or supporting the Salvation Army Kettle Drive. Richard is always involved in his community, and Richard also led the innovative Innisfilm project, where he took it upon himself to learn the ins and outs of filmmaking. It is clear Richard commits himself fully to everything he does. Please join us in thanking Richard for his service to Canada and the Innisfil community. We are honored to present him during this year's ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel William Sargent, retired. It is a privilege to recognize a man whose lifetime of service, both in uniform and beyond, has left a lasting impact on his community. William Sargent served for 30 years in the Royal Canadian Air Force at CFB Borden, rising to commanding officer of the Canadian Forces School of Aerospace Technology and Engineering, where he earned the respect of his colleagues and peers. In retirement, he continues to serve in new ways, advocating for veterans through the Legion RCAFA and the Veterans Club of Barrie. He also organizes honor guards, who help organize funerals for military veterans, offering one final tribute to those who served. William's compassion knows no bounds. He visits veterans in long-term care facilities, ensuring no one is forgotten, mentors youth in the cadet movement, and volunteers globally with sleeping children around the world, bringing comfort to those in need. For his lifelong dedication, compassion, and service, we are proud to recognize William Sargent tonight. Ann Smith. We'd like to introduce Ann Smith. Even though Ann is new to the Innisfil community, the impact she has had is immense. After retiring from a 30-year career in the financial sector, Ann didn't slow down. She jumped straight into the community service. As treasurer of the Innisfil Community Foundation, she plays an important part in supporting local initiatives. She also serves as chair of the Innisfil Public Library, where she helps shape the future of library services both locally and provincially through the Federation of Ontario Public Libraries. Her contributions don't stop there. Ann is an active member of the Royal Canadian Legion and the Rotary Club of Innisfil, where she chairs the administration's committee. She has also dedicated her time to the RVH Foundation Board and shares her expertise by speaking at events like the Innisfil Business Showcase's Emerging Entrepreneurs Panel. Ann's passion for giving back has made a lasting impression on Innisfil in just a short time. Tonight, we recognize her dedication, leadership, and the positive change she continues to bring to the community. Chief John Van Dyke. Next, we'd like to introduce Chief John Van Dyke, whose story isn't just about policing, it's about a lifelong dedication to the community he lives in. Born and raised in Bradford, Ontario, John's family has called Simcoe County home since 1929. John started his journey in 1989, where he joined the South Simcoe Police Service as an auxiliary constable. Right from the start, his dedication to the community was clear. Over the years, he rose through the ranks: constable, sergeant, staff sergeant, inspector, and eventually deputy chief. In 2023, John reached a new milestone, becoming chief of police for South Simcoe. But it's not just his career progression that stands out. In 2022, when the South Simcoe Police Service faced a heartbreaking loss of 2 officers in the line of duty, John's leadership was a steadying force for the community. He stood strong, guiding his team and others around him through some of their hardest times. John credits much of his success to the support of his family, mentors, and the communities of Innisfil and Bradford, as well as his colleagues in the South Simcoe Police Service. Tonight, we honor Chief John Van Dyke for his strength, his unwavering leadership, and his dedication to the community he has always called home. Had to drink some water before that. Okay, now here we go. Come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie DeSantia. And because the family's here, we really have to say the name. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Vigna. Now, as you know, Charlie and I work together, so it's just a little bit odd. She's a local radio announcer, obviously, for Barrie's 107.5 Cool FM, and co-host with me in the morning. And we also co-host 15 Minutes You'll Never Get Back, which is a fun little podcast that we like to do. Charlie brings the energy, at least. That's what we're told. She delivers humor and authenticity to the morning show alongside me. But her impact goes further than the radio booth. Charlie, who very publicly shared her fight against breast cancer, has been an inspiration for many women facing similar circumstances, using her platforms to raise awareness for breast cancer while also being an active community volunteer. Shows how Charlie is always looking for ways to give back to Simcoe County, her home for the last 11 years. Her journey into broadcasting started young, Toronto-born and naturally talkative. I didn't write it. She took the childhood warnings of stop talking and turned it into a career. So whether she's making listeners laugh, sharing personal stories, or co-hosting the podcast, Charlie embraces every moment with her unfiltered honesty and unmistakable spirit. And above all, she's a proud mom, raising her kids to be thoughtful and caring individuals. Yep. While continuously working to uplift those around her. Tonight, we celebrate Heather Vigna, a.k.a. Charlie. Not just for her voice, not just for being on the air, but for the causes and communities that she supports every day.
Just invited Charlie up to present Dale with a special commemorative coin for this evening in appreciation of you hosting and being the MC this evening. So we appreciate it as a community. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, there you go. And we also, you want to? I'd also like to invite up Steve tonight and our piper as well, Alain Beauchamp. If you don't mind joining me up here for a special presentation in honor of your service tonight as well and helping us out through this ceremony. Okay.
Okay, so yes, again, thanks to Stephen Elliott for taking the pictures this evening, doing a great job as always, and Alain Beauchamp, Innisfil Pipes and Drums. Also, thank you very much to for the Canadian flags provided by the Flag Store, and obviously the town of Innisfil for letting us use this lovely hall. We would now like to invite everyone to rise for the singing of God Save the King. please remain standing as for the procession of the medal recipients. And everyone is now welcome to join the medal recipients in the reception area just across the hall.